Alright, Shalom Israel. It's the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Start out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General YAHANNA. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group or camp, and what we teach is so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the true biblical Jews according to the Bible. This is the Friday night Lashawan Qadash class. Priest and Officer Dakia holding it down for Priest Dawada. You understand? So we're going to go ahead and get right into it. So like it for the delay. If I could, Shar, if you don't mind to, let's see, we got some possessive adjectives up there. Then we also got the Yakarab. Let's go ahead and erase all that, you understand? Because it's something that we're not going to do as of right now. Yeah. And you know, that Yakarab is all Hebrew Academy, you understand? So that's something that you hopefully one day will be able to master as you have mastered this Assyrian. Hopefully one day, you know, Lord allow, you will be able to master that Yakarab, because that Yakarab is very, very serious, man. So we're just gonna go over some everyday used Hebrew vocabulary, of course. So all right, good. So we got that down. Make sure everybody, of course, sign in. If you got questions, we'll definitely answer them accordingly. So either the last one I had taught, we had stopped on some rules at the word W's, yeah. So just for some refreshers, we're gonna do some of the same ones we did last week, but we're gonna finish off with the Z's at the complete of class here today. All right, so let's go ahead and go. Let's go ahead and write the word wait on the board, wait, and that's W-A-I-T, wait. All right. All right. Do you remember from last week, Trooper Shar, what the word wait means in Hebrew? In the Lashawan Qadash, our holy tongue. Try not to look at your paper either.
Is it kaka?
Man, you are absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct, man.
But the spelling now, spelling.
No, that's all good. We're gonna make sure we good. So it's kaka. You understand? You want to make sure that you emphasize the ka or ka. You understand? Because the ka and the ka can be similar. Nah, that is correct. So what we're gonna do, you know what I'm saying, like we did last week, we're gonna do it in the Assyrian first, and then we're gonna do it in the ancient Hebrew. So as you're doing it in the Assyrian, I want you to explain to everyone that's online why you are writing it in the Assyrian, and you know what I'm saying, like as far as the connectors and as far as the not the connectors on the Assyrian, but how it's, you know, pretty much gibberish, and you know, and how you remember it, as far as how to write it in the Assyrian.
Come on, sir.
All right, go ahead.
Start with the Assyrian.
Yeah, start with the Assyrian first. All right. Trooper Kazak Shapar Yahweh Basham Yahshai Barakatah. Good to see you in class, huh? Good to see you in class, huh?
So we got the word wait. It's pronounced kaka. And this is the Assyrian. You know, it's two characteristics, but you know that ending characteristic always got it.
If you don't mind, Sean, can you come on this side? Yeah, so they can see the that board. Ain't no sweat.
I got the CHAA, the ka, and the Assyrian. It just every time I think of the ka, I just think of Katazan. It just
right, Katazan.
Katazan.
Okay.
And with with the KA, you know, which is that's the end one, so it's two different KAs, but that's on the end. So I just remember that that's the number 7, because there's only five distinct ones
Right.
with the
Okay.
enders. And I remember that the KA is one of those.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. There we go.
All right. Yeah. So what the brother is saying, of course, is how he remembers it is from the Ka. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people emphasize Captain Qadash. So that's how he remembers it. Of course, you know what I'm saying? Like you definitely want to make sure that you remember it in your own way. And then of course he said with the Ka, he said it's just a backward 7, right?
Common concept.
And that's exactly how he remembers it. Of course, you understand, like you want to make sure, because the Assyrian is just all gibberish. You understand? I mean, like, so you got to find very unique ways to remember it. I remember for me, like I just have a photogenic memory. So if I see something, I can just like remember it, and then I can just hurry up and write it down, and it's just already in my brain. But of course, everybody learns different. You understand? So dealing with this Assyrian is very, very tricky. But you know what I'm saying, like once you find out your way as far as learning it, hey man, you'll be able to master it, man. Like just like Trooper Shar, we got Trooper Kazakshapar, and of course all throughout Israel, of course within the I.S.U.P.K. This is something a lot of brothers have definitely mastered, man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do it in the Paleo or the ancient Hebrew language. And of course, once again, when you're doing this as well too, I want you to tell people exactly how you remember it in the ancient Hebrew as well too, if you don't mind.
Come.
So just go ahead and take your time. All right. And how do you remember as far as when you're dealing with the Paleo or ancient Hebrew for ka or just the ka and then the ka, because those can be somewhat similar, you understand, but at the same time you got to find something distinctive or something different to compare the two.
Come. It's kind of a mystery to me, but with the ka, the CHAA,
Mm-hmm.
I refer to these 3 lines as the AA, but the HAA.
Okay.
Because the CHAA is really the only one that has 4 characteristics in it,
Gotcha.
4 letters in it. So I get these bridges on the paleo that refer me to the A's that's in it and make sure I'm not missing anything. It's kind of hard, but it'll come to you. But with the KA, everyone remember that one. Pretty sure.
Okay. Most High in Christ. And just for me, of course, like Trooper Shar said, you know what I'm saying? Like, once again, he remembers it a different way. For me, I just look at it as I'm climbing a ladder. You understand? Right, climbing a ladder. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's just, it's just different for everybody else, you know what I'm saying? And once again, like I got that photogenic memory, I guess they call it. So if I see something and I write it down, it's gonna be just stuck in my brain. That's just the way my brain operates. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And for the ka, I look at it as like a backwards kind of K. So you just gotta look at it and be like, it's kind of look like a K, but then again, it looks like a C. But my main thing is, I don't know if anybody can see the little zapper right there, but like right in here, you know how the K in the bastard English, how you see the K right there, it goes that way. So I just put it in reverse, and that's how I remember it.
Okay.
All right. So once again, everybody learn different. So we're going to go ahead and keep that word up there, and remember how we did it last week, how you drew a line with the boxes or whatnot. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna try to write a little bit smaller because we want to get a lot of words on here, so everybody that's tuning in online, they'll be able to physically write them down. So we want to keep on erasing, and the ones that's viewing online, if y'all got any questions, or if y'all like say we going too fast, or if we erase anything too quick, you know what I'm saying, like just let us know and we'll definitely go back. All right. So the next word is going to be write, as in you're writing this word in English, like write. All right. And this in Hebrew is called katamb. Katab. Shalagi. Katab. Shalagi. Katab. Shalagi. Katab. Katab. All right, Most High in Christ. So once again, let's go ahead and write it in the Assyrian first. And as you're writing it, or once you complete writing it, just explain to the viewers how Trooper Shar remembers as far as the k, the th, and the b. Because those, because these are gonna be how we call it in English, three three acronyms? So we got the k, th, and the b. Not acronyms, but man, what you call those?
Like syllables?
Syllables. Shalagi. Syllables. So we got 3 syllables. I got so used to the, the Assyrian and ancient Hebrew, I didn't, forgot all about the syllables. So once again, explain to them how you got the ka, the th, and the b.
With the ka, with the ka, and the Assyrian, it looks almost somewhat like the paleo, but you're just taking this right here out.
Okay.
You're taking that look that right there out. It's still the same in the same characteristics, but you're just taking that out and just adding a little ponytail to it at the end. With the tha, the thaa, I always remember that one in the Assyrian because it's like a little.
Okay, like a little machine gun.
Okay. Machine gun.
And I see where you got that from, because you got that little hook right there, like a little handle. Okay.
Come on.
I'm with you, go ahead.
And then with the BA, with the ba, but you dropped the A and all that stuff with the ba. I remember that because it's similar with the na, and you get the 2 images in your head, either the na or the ba. And then with the ba, what makes that ba distinct from the na is you got the ponytail at the end of this one right here.
Okay.
And you got it going up as well on this one right here. So that letting us know that that's that ba right there. And that's about it. How I got that one.
All right, Most High in Christ. He broke that down to a T, man. And ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Once again, man, everybody learns different, man. You know what I'm saying? So you have to find your unique way in learning this Assyrian, man. Because this Assyrian is, once again, it's the bastard language, you know what I'm saying? And it just looks like gibberish. You understand? So but of course, if we're reading the Tanakh, or we reading things in the Assyrian Hebrew, this is something, of course, that we have to master as well. You understand? We are priests in this school, you understand? So we are the true biblical scholars. So of course we have to be able to converse in the Assyrian as well as the ancient. Right. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, go ahead and write the ancient Hebrew. And of course, once again, as you're writing that ancient Hebrew, give the viewers a little, insight on how Trooper Shars remembers the ancient Hebrew, when dealing with this word right here.
Come on. Katab. Not kataba, but we're dropping the A, katab. Okay. So that's letting us know that with this paleo, something's going to be connected. So with the Ka, I got, I hate to say everyone remembers Ka because we had viewers for the first time. How I remember this K-A, because it's almost getting pronounced how it looks. It's like the C and everything, but it's got to be distinguished between the characteristics because that's a C as well for the Ka. But what makes it different from the Ka is it's almost always that C every time, that backwards looking C every time, even in the Assyrian. But it got a little flavor to it, so with that KA,
Right.
with that KA, you gotta actually really study the Hebrew charting as well. And once you know there's always a C, you'll be able to add the differences in between it. And the Ta.
Okay.
Ta. That's my Ta. The Ta is almost like an X almost, but it's just one side is longer than the other. The one that's going, I don't say diagonal, because both of them are diagonal, but one side is always longer than the other one, than the Ta, but it's always almost an X every time in paleo. And with the Ba, boom. So I need some connectors on one of these, but let me pronounce it to see which one I need to connect it on. Okay, that's independent. The KA is independent. The KA wants to be by itself, so he wants to be a man of his own.
Right.
But the Tab, it seems like they joining together for an alliance or something, so I'm going to just add them. First, I'm going to put my independent connector for that one, and I'm just joining those. They seem like they want to stick together.
Right, definitely. Okay.
Qadash.
Alright.
COMCAST.
Alright, Most High in Christ, man. You know what I'm saying? And once again, you know what I'm saying, like, let's see, we already got the Ka from the last word, you know what I'm saying? So now we're gonna do the Tha. How I remember the Tha, you know how what is it? The cross.
Cross.
And you know how bashfully, you know what I'm saying, like some religions, they have the cross upside down.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So like that's how, I mean, you know what I'm saying, like once again, you know what I'm saying, like people learn different, but that's how I remembered it. I just looked at it like, man, you know what I'm saying, like they definitely took our you know what I'm saying, our language from us. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I remember that. And then the but I mean it kind of looks like a B, but it got a little swag to it. You know what I'm saying? Like you got the little hood up under here. You understand? And I mean, but that's just, you know what I'm saying, once again, just me. That's how I learned it. You know what I'm saying? Like just seeing it over and over again, seeing it over and over again, and writing it down over and over and over again, because this is something new. You know what I'm saying? Like this is something, you know what I'm saying, when we was in the world, we had no idea, you know, about the ancient Hebrew or the Paleo or the Assyrian Hebrew. So of course, to remember it, you just gotta keep on writing it down over and over and over and over again, because if not, it's gonna be like, man, like, okay,
That's right.
I see it, but how can I get it in my brain so it won't leave my brain?
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Once again, you know, in one of my classes, I talked about the word I.S.U.P.K. It's the Latin word for bring out. You know what I'm saying? It's something that has to be back to our memory. You know what I'm saying? Something that we have to have our memory break in. You understand? All right. So let's go ahead and go. Take your time. All right.
Okay.
So we got katab, which means to write. All right. So the next word we're gonna do is wave, as in a wave in the ocean. As in a wave in the ocean. As in a wave in the ocean. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of conscious community people, they was on Captain Tazariak about having waves, you know what I'm saying? But there's nothing wrong with having a low cut hair or anything in that nature. Of course, just not supposed to line it up, which of course Captain Tazariak is a man of the Bible, you understand? So I mean, he knows exactly what he's doing, you know what I'm saying? He's definitely not going to do anything unlawful, man.
That's right.
So wave. And he definitely got them waves popping too with that low cut, man. Wave. So wave is na-yap. Na-yap.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. Let's fix that. That in just a little bit.
Okay.
And Trooper Kazak Shapar, if you are still online, what I want you to do is, as we're writing these in the Assyrian, because if my memory serves me right, I believe you were the one that actually was able to write them on your phone. So if you wanted to just go ahead and type it in, you know what I'm saying, like through the chat, and then of course we can check it, you know what I'm saying, and make sure that everything is to WAB. And of course, if you see anything, since you're not physically able to be here, you know what I'm saying, if you see anything on the board that you, Bashar, may have something wrong in the Assyrian or the ancient Hebrew, just go ahead and type it in, you know what I'm saying, and we'll go ahead and compare the two, and then you know, we'll definitely make the proper corrections that we need to do.
Right.
So let's go ahead and write wave in the Assyrian first.
Come. Okay, wave in the Assyrian.
So na-yap.
P's at the end, the pa. And Brother Kazak, we know what this pa right here. So pa hanging.
And if anybody else is online, of course, you know, by all means, you know, we definitely recommend that you download the Assyrian app, where you will be able to add it to your keyboard. I know through the iPhone, it's something free where you'll just be able to add it. You just gotta go to your keyboard, and you just gotta add it within your settings. So of course, if you did need the step by step, of course, you know what I'm saying, I'll definitely be able to walk you through that. You know, you can just hit me up personally if you did need to do that. Maradaki Abanya Hawada on Facebook, or you can just contact the our camp leader as well too. Officer Natazan, he'll definitely be able to get you lined up, but of course he's a very, very busy man. So just take a little bit of burden off of him if you want to just contact me directly pertaining to that. I'm pretty sure that will be to walk with him. So we have na-yap. So let's go ahead to you know, like, once again, let's go into explain of how you remember as far as writing the na-yap.
Come. So with the na-yap, I remember that the na and the ba is somewhat similar. I always put them in that same category, but I remember it's a little bit deep, a little bit different, a little bit more detail about what's going on with the na. So the na is almost like a, Salaki, if we put another word, but almost like the wa. So the wa, it goes up that in that area right there,
Okay.
but it gets that little bottom piece with it. But I remember it's somewhat similar with the na. I meant with the ba, Salaki.
No, you good. Go ahead.
And with the ya, you know, that's just a floating little, like a little piece of what they call it, not parentheses, abbreviation. I forgot what they call it. I'm forgetting English.
Right. Comma or semicolon or
apostrophe.
Apostrophe.
It's almost like a little apostrophe, but it's really not an apostrophe because we can't say that, but it's almost somewhat like an apostrophe just hanging up by itself. And with the pa, me and Brother Kazak, we know this is good, huh? With the pa, so it's an interconnector with the pa, and if I come over to the board, you know, it's an interconnector right here. Mm-hmm. It's two of them. So the first one is like the circular formation of the pa. Like I always keep it in that slave mentality. We saw our pa hanging. Right, so we saw our pa hanging. The oppressor made we had to watch our pa hanging. But on that last indicator, they got them straight on that one. So on this one, it's straight like a hangman. it's straight just like hangman, and like you can put the little circle in the head and all that stuff on there. I hate to say it like that.
Right.
It's almost like hangman, and that's the ending connector. And they got them straight on that one, so that's how I kind of remember that one. Naya pop.
Gotcha. Okay.
Naya.
And what you brought up is very, very heavy, you know what I'm saying? Because this is somewhat similar how I remember the pa. So let's go into explain to them why you got it written like this at the ending of Nayap versus how it is. Good grief, I can't. My doggone pen went out. I'm gonna get another battery for this. But explaining why you have it written like that in the ending versus how the regular Assyrian is.
Come on. So reason I got my pa in the ending like this instead of in the circular format, but hangman, like still hangman, but it's in the circular format in that first one. Reason I got it in the straight format is because it's at the end. It's at the end of my word right here, and that pa is actually getting dropped. That A is getting dropped, so it's really making a yap. But still it's at the end. Mm-hmm. So at the end connector, we gotta understand that these 5 interconnectors, and once we realize those, we'll know which one gets what, and that's the pa right there. It's almost like the hangman.
Right.
That one right there is the circular format of the pa, but in the end they got pa straight. They got them straight at the end. They had to hang them. So
right.
Yeah, they got them straight on that one, and that's what I hate to say it like that, but that's how I remember that one.
Right, you know what I'm saying? And that's how a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, remember it as well too. Just when it come into the ending, I mean, and sadly, you know what I'm saying, like that happened, you know what I'm saying, like within our history, our people was hung. I mean, good night, man. Christ was hung as well too, just like, you know what I'm saying, like how they did the people in slavery, man. But it looks exactly like someone is about to get hanged, or you know what I'm saying, like right here. You got like the tree, and you got the little what they call it, like the little good night, the rope, but they put it in a knot. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what it looks like. I mean, like I never thought about it, you know what I'm saying, like that way, but now that you brought it out and that's how you remember it, I mean, man, you know. Okay. You know, that's definitely something, you know what I'm saying, like real heavy, you know what I'm saying? And what you're bringing out is very, very detailed, man. Okay. You know what I'm saying, on how you remember it. You know what I'm saying? Of course, once again, everybody going to remember this different. And that's why I like to start off with the Assyrian first, because, you know, the ancient Hebrew, and you can go ahead and start writing the ancient Hebrew now, but going back to that Assyrian, and why I start off with that first is because it's just so I don't want to say difficult, but it's almost like weird looking. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't got no flavor. It's almost like, you know, like having a bland sandwich. You know what I'm saying? Like with like no toppings or no condiments. You understand? Of course, with that ancient Hebrew, I mean, good night, man. Like that sandwich looked like it got beef bacon on there, lettuce, tomato, a little barbecue sauce on that thing, you know what I'm saying? Maybe some steak sauce as well too, some caramelized onions, you understand?
Right.
It got a little bit more flavor to it, man. You understand? So once again, let's go ahead and explain to our audience exactly how you remember the word nayap, or you know what I'm saying, like as far as the nada yana pa in the ancient Hebrew.
Come on. So when we come over to the na, my na is almost like a Y, but I don't actually remember it from the Y position because the Y and the pen actually look like a Y too. I just remember it for that characteristic right there. It look like an upside down N or upside down V, but I look at it as an N because the next word that comes after that is ma, and that's almost like an upside down M. And if we remember the alphabet in English, LMN, MN, LMN, we know that they're going to be consistent together, but I just remember that na as being an upside down N with a little hook around it, you know, with a little hangy on it. And with the ya, you know, with the ya, it's kind of hard for me to say how I remember that. I just practice. You know, you got to keep on writing this down. I actually wanted to learn it. So when I kept on writing down the ya, it just looked like a sideways Z. Like the Z fighters, actually, like the Yahweh is a strong man. So I just remember there's a Z fighter. And the pa, The pa is somewhat, I can't really say, but I know it's distinct. I know it's way different. You gotta make it way different from that ka right there.
Right.
See, that ka right there is almost like a C. Now it's almost like a C2. And it almost looks like the ka in Assyrian right here. But I had to add those branches, make that top right there flat. Mm-hmm. Make those branches right there. Make it seem like it's like I can't really explain that pa, but anyway, with the naya pa, the na is getting pronounced independently. He wants to stand out by himself. Right. But the yap yap, the nayap, the yap part, it wants to join together. So I add the connector right here to add it on together, and we get our word. We get nayap, which is wave.
Most High in Christ, you understand? And going back to the pa, if you kind of look at it, I mean, you know, once again, this is just how, you know, like my brain is working. It almost kind of looked like a backwards P, kinda, but that's just how I remembered it. You understand? It almost kind of looked like a backwards P when you're dealing with when you're dealing with it on the ending of a word. So if you just add that P right there, I mean, like it almost looked like a P with a little, you know what I'm saying? Like it got like a little slag. I mean, like a little slide to it. You know what I'm saying? See, I mean, like just like that. And if you look at the P over there in Nayap, all you gotta do is just flip that thing around. But of course, in the ancient Hebrew, it just got a little bit. I mean, man, like that ancient Hebrew has so much swag to it, man. Like I mean, like just like. Just like Christ and, you know, like Yahweh, man, I mean, man, like they were the swag setters, you understand? Right. And like in the ancient Hebrew, I mean, like all of this is just straight swag, man. I mean, like, man, it got flavor to it. It don't look anything like this, and it doesn't look anything like the English, man. You know what I'm saying? So for me personally, it was just a little bit better to learn the ancient Hebrew versus the Assyrian, but you know what I'm saying, we are in our hellish condition, so this is something that we need to learn, you know what I'm saying, to be able to read the Tanakh and be able to converse within our brothers and sisters within the Assyrian. Okay. You know, whether we texting, you know what I'm saying, and that's something that, of course, I highly do encourage, something that I personally need to get more into as far as texting in the Assyrian soul, you know what I'm saying? Like we can get used to this language, man. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it's not the ancient Hebrew, which if I'm not mistaken, they do have an app where you'll be able to purchase. I think it's like $5 where you'll be able to purchase the ancient Hebrew as well too. But of course, if your funds not right, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with downloading that Assyrian as well too. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and go to the next word. Let's see, we're gonna go to the word X-ray, as in a medical term, X-ray. All right, and the word X-ray is Kwaranya. Kwaranya. Correct. All right. Once again, let's go ahead and start off with that Assyrian. Of course, you can do it while you're explaining it, or if you want to write it out first, you know what I'm saying? But to explain to the people, because this is a little bit more longer word as far as writing it out, like just let them know exactly how you're remembering it, or how you know how to how the qua is the qua in the Assyrian, and of course in the ra and all that. You know what I'm saying?
It's COMCAST.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, it took a little time. Like, I really had to. I always messed up on the qua, but I had to remember that in the paleo, the tazah is like right before the qua, and it looks just like what the qua is going to be in Assyrian, somewhat. So I remember that it's right next to each other. I remember that was somewhere within that one. So that's my quad right there. And I remember that, but in the paleo, that right there, that symbol right there could go for your tizah as well, almost. Somewhat similar, but I remember it was somewhat close to each other. But now I remember that Assyrian quad takes that tizah off. So then I go to my Ra. I love my Ras. I love my Ras. My Ras. It just looks like because everyone almost everything gets that ponytail. So I just remember it as some cursive writing. You know, the paleo is the standard, and the Assyrian is almost cursive for what we're trying to do. So it's like we're trying to learn cursive. And the Na, I see that Na right there is going to be connected in the paleo with the RA, but in the Syrian, don't even worry about it. So with that one, it's not at the end or anything. Don't think that it's at the end and we need another connector, but it's just dropping a word to let us know it's getting pronounced with the Ra, the Ron. So I just write that N out normally. And like I said, the Na kind of reminds me of the Ba or the Wa in the Assyrian. But like if it was in the Wa, I'll just take that part right there off, and that'll be the Wa. Or if it was in the Ba in the Syrian, I just add a little fish hook right here.
Okay.
But that's that one, and the Ya, like I said, it's almost like I forgot what they call them things in English. I'm forgetting English, learning Hebrew.
Right, exactly.
Apostrophe. I look at the Ya as always in like an apostrophe in the Assyrian. And so what I got right here is the Karanya. Karanya. So that's what it looks like right here. And I'm looking at Karanya. Karanya.
You can sit down? Okay. Just so you can have a little bit more leverage. No sweat.
So that's like I said with the Kwa, I just remember that because in the if I could.
Yeah. Go ahead, get down.
The Tizah is right here. That looks almost similar to what I was drawing right here, but it's close. But that's the paleo. That's the paleo. So I know I'm getting close to the Kwa, and that's the Kwa in the paleo. But if I come down here, it looks just like that Tizah right there. And I know it's close to each other. I know that same characteristic is almost within each other, but it's just a little bit different. Like you gotta write it in cursive. So I remember that Kwa was right after that Tizah. That's how I just remember it. And then add it right there. And the Ra, I love that Ra because it's so simple and easy to get. And the Naya. And that's how I kind of remember those characteristics.
All right, man. Most High in Christ, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like you explained that to T, man. So what we're gonna do now is we're going to go ahead and you just scoot the chair up just a little bit more. So you want to keep on going up and down. So let's go ahead and write it in the ancient Hebrew now.
COMCAST. Okay. Quaranya. Okay, I gotta remember Quaranya. And it'll be best if you never look at that little sheet over there, so you try to remember it in your head.
Right.
And even if you mess up, we got priests and officers that can always correct you. So that's why I try to go with that. So Quaranya. So the run is somewhat like a flag. Somewhat like a flag. Or you can look at it as a 4.
Okay.
You look at it as a number 4, or either like a little flag on the edge of a ship or something, a little sailboat. And the Yanya, Quaranya, Quaran. I need the N. Like I said, how I remember the N is like, I could put it like that, but I have to put it like this.
Right.
But then again, I knew that the N is not a for sure N in the Hebrew, so I don't just turn the N upside down. turn the N upside down. I just remember that as an N, not a Y.
Right.
Because the wall in the paleo is somewhat like a Y too. You'll be thinking of too many Y's.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like this.
What's up?
Quran. Yeah, so I need my yeah. And like I said with the yeah, I'm a big Dragon Ball Z fan. I know the Most High put me on that one. He's a Z fighter as well.
Right.
So that's just like a sideways Z, but with that little thing in the middle of it.
Okay.
So with my pronunciation, Karanya, Karanya, Karanya. That ka is getting pronounced independently. I got the whole thing of that. The ka, run. It sounds like I'm running or something. So I know run is R-A-N. But you know we dropping out the A in the na because it will be karana. But that's getting fully pronounced within that one. That's getting fully pronounced with the run, R-A-N, and the ya is independent because it's getting pronounced by itself. It wants to stand out. Ka or qua is by itself. Run is getting pronounced fully within each other. So I got the connector, and the ya is the independent. It wants to stand out by itself, so we give him his own independent connector. And come on, concept.
All right, man. Most High in Christ, man. Like, I want to emphasize on the Ra. I know we got a lot of Call of Duty and Modern Warfare brothers in here, and how I remember the Ra is it's a board on there. Let me see in here. Shalai Trooper Kazakh Parser Ra looks like a race flag race, and that's exactly what I was going to say. Dealing with the I believe it's just on Call of Duty where they got capture the flag or domination, and it just it literally just like it looks like a flag. You understand? And you know what I'm saying, like, of course in the I.S.U.P.K, you know, like, we are a men of war. You know what I'm saying? So like that's how I personally, you know what I'm saying, as far as remember that it looks just like a flag. And then with the na, it looks like an N, but once again, you know, Israel, we gotta have flavor to our N. So we got a little hood up under here. You understand? But if we what we're gonna do now is we're gonna write the word woman up there.
Okay.
And remember how these N's are, and then when we get down to woman, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at the almost similar look how it's almost similar to the nut. So woman. And of course, you know, like, once again, just go ahead. Let me 1 second here. So one man. A. No sweat. So one man, and that is. You got it. Ahasha. Ahasha.
Ahasha.
Hasha.
Mm.
Aha. I'm gonna show like Ayasha. Should like it.
Oh.
Ayasha. Should like it.
Yasha.
Yeah.
Yasha.
All right. So what we're gonna do is, let me see here. Let me see. So it's just it's just sh.
Oh, okay.
So we got an AH.
Oh, okay. So
AH. All right. Erase that a little bit. All right, you guys. So let's go ahead and write that in the Assyrian first. Let's go ahead and write that in the Assyrian first. It's all good. So let's go ahead, explain to the people how you remember this in the Assyrian.
All with the I. I know it's a full process. Like, when I do it like this, when I start off like this, I don't want to go up with it like that because that right there is making it extinct. So I know that it's one of these characteristics in the Syrian that I want to branch out by itself. And with the I almost looks like an A as well, like a cursive A. You know, just putting little pieces right there. But I just want to go like this all the time. Put that right there. Then find another counter one that goes like that right there with it, and put a little line right there in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I just went like this right here, it wouldn't be the same kind of. But Slaki on that one, it's kind of hard to pronounce them. But you know, with practice, you'll get it. But with that I right there, it kind of look like an X as well. But I don't want to put it exactly like an X. I want to make it own distinctive, make it seem like a cursive A or something. And with the Yah, and the Yah with it, we all know that's like almost like an apostrophe, like an apostrophe. And the Shah is almost like the easiest one in the whole Lashawan Qadash, simply because it always looked like a Y. How do we know it always looks like a Y? You know, with practice as well, you'll figure out that Shah is almost, a W, a Salat.
Mm-hmm.
It'll always look like a W. But in the Assyrian, you want to make that W look cursive as possible. So, you know, I just try to make it look cursive, exactly how the Assyrian chart says how to do it. Add a little flavor to it, add a little cursiveness to it. You know, but that Shah will always be a W. But in the Syrian, that W kind of somewhat changes to a cursive W. And with the Ha, it's almost like the Ka and Katazah, but you know, it's not that though. So you want to make sure that little part right there is not connecting with it. But how I remember the Ha and the Ka is because I put those in my brain. They right beside each other. Every time I see those words, I always see the Ka because they're almost the same character. It's just that little part right there make it distinguished to itself. So
Right.
in my brain, every time I hear the Ha or the Ka, these two it'll pop up. It's a lot, sir.
No sweat. Take your time.
See, that's my Ka and my Ha. Somewhat look the same, but I can make them both look the same just by doing this right here. And that look like a Ha right there, but I can always change that back. Now it look like a Ka. So they always in my brain, close to each other, even though they're not near each other in the alphabet, but they're just looking from so familiar to the point to keep practicing and all. It'll come with these. So like it said, but
no sweat, and you did that to a T. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and write that in the in the paleo now.
Okay.
In the paleo. This word about to have some flavor to it. I can already tell.
Okay. Yes.
And once again, you know, like the brothers and sisters online, if y'all see anything wrong, you know, just let's go ahead and point it out, and then we'll be able to make the corrections that we need to. But everything on the board here is indeed correct. I'm not saying any type of errors on here. All right.
And like
no sweat. Go right ahead, Up.
Oh, with the I, you know that with the paleo, you know, so looks so flavorful. They stole our language, even the English people.
All right, just like once. Let's go ahead. That I, it almost look like a C. Let's make it. Yeah. Gotcha. I mean, like let's make it a little bit more sharp.
Gotcha.
Make it a little bit more sharp.
Come.
There.
It's like a house now.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and rewrite that one in. Let's make that a little bit more sharp. That's it right there. Now that's an I right there.
That's an I, right?
Now that's an I right there. That other one, that was like a but no sweat though. We definitely got it right now. All right, go ahead, continue.
That I right there is almost like a sideways A. Pretty sure everyone can see why I say that. It's like a sideways A in the paleo. And it's at the beginning, the I, I. And with the Yah as well, I always say like a Z fighter, but it's not actually a Z, but with a fighter it makes it come to this, you gotta get in guard with it.
Right.
So you always wanna be at the angle with the earth, have your feet planted. And that's what that Z is kind of doing. You got that part right there to get them a little more balance.
Okay.
And with the Y, with the Shah, we all know that the Shah, I can say we all know because even for the ones that's just not viewing, with the Shah it's always a W. It's always gonna be a W in the paleo or either in the Assyrian, but just remember that W in the Assyrian gets a little flavor to it, almost like a cursive. But in the paleo, that W straight looking like a W. Because we gotta know these letters right here were way before English. So the F, well not the F. I remember the high like an F almost, a backwards looking F. It's almost like a backward looking F or like a fan. Like it's hot in here like a fan. So that's letting us know it's getting hot, so hot, it's getting hot with the fan, so we need a little fan. That's kind of how I remember that one, because I just remember myself sitting at the tables, going over it every day, every night right around this time. No matter if it's Hebrew class or not, I'm just trying to get this alphabet in my head so we can learn our native tongue, because it's very important. So I just with the high, it's like this is a fan. It's hot, so I need a little fan right quick. It's getting so hot. Or you can look at it like a backwards F.
All right, most high in Christ. And what you brought out in the beginning of when you were describing the I, it is just like you said. I mean, like, and that's how a lot of brothers remember as well too. It looks just like a sideways A, and it's so bashful, you know what I'm saying? Because man, like you almost want to think like, man, like the English and the Romans, they took our language and they just flipped it. You know what I'm saying? On some, I mean, like even on some others, you know what I'm saying? Like the Z, you got it's literally a Z. You know what I'm saying? For the Za.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Going back to the I, of course, it's just like a sideways A, man. And that's how, it's just to the T. It's literally just sideways. Let's see here. So Trooper Kazak Shapar said, "Ha can be viewed as a harp look." Ha, okay, of course, everybody learn.
Is that a heart rate?
No, he said like a harp, like a
like a harp.
Yeah, like a
okay,
like an instrument. I'm guess he's saying right there. Okay, no sweat. So we're gonna let a couple people, we're gonna let Trooper Shard get some time to write that down. Of course, everybody that's viewing online, we are about to erase this portion of the vocab. So if y'all want to hurry up and write it down, if not, you'll have to go back to the class and rewatch it to be able to write this down. So Shar, once you're done writing everything down, just go ahead and erase all of it. So go ahead and erase all of that. You know what I'm saying? In Kazakh Shapar, do you have the Assyrian on? You may be on your computer, okay? Because I see you're logged in on Facebook. Okay, no sweat. So no sweat at all. Because I think either you or maybe that was Officer Bun that was writing it in the Assyrian a couple weeks ago in the class, but ain't no sweat though. We're gonna go ahead and get it in. All right, yeah. So let's go ahead and erase all that once again for the viewers online. You may have to re-watch this class and get those vocabulary words, but we're about to get some more vocabulary words up here, so you'll be able to sharpen your Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? When we want to make it to a point where we'll be able to converse in a conversation with our brothers and sisters in our native tongue, in our holy tongue.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's something that we want to, of course, bring back, you know what I'm saying, to our culture, to our heritage, because, I mean, this is ours, you understand? This is definitely ours. This is something that we definitely have to take very, very seriously and do not forsake it, because, hey, this is what we here for, man. You know what I'm saying? This is exactly what Christ died for, man. You understand? For us to be able to learn our holy tongue, learn our native language, man. And of course, you can only find this in the I.S.U.P.K under Commander General YAHANNA.
And that's right.
You understand? So let's go ahead and go to we're gonna write the word wise.
Wise.
Like, we have very, very wise leaders within our school. You understand? The generals, the captains, the officers. You know what I'm saying? We are, proven to be priests and prophets. You know what I'm saying? For the Most High, man. We're very, very wise, man. You know what I'm saying? Under great leadership, under the captains, the generals. So, wise is kakam. 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 Kakam, mum. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and write that in the Assyrian first.
COMCAST. Syrian. Kaza. Come. That right there. It's not at the end. The more is at the end. So if it's at the end, give it that box format.
Alright, Most High in Christ. That little ponytail up there.
Come.
Alright. So once again, of course, you got the ka, and the ma. You understand? So, boy, come on, I wish I had like a little pointer. No more sweat though. You know, say you got the ka right here. So like, don't even worry about that. The ka, you know what I'm saying? Come over here. You got the ka right here. Of course, that's the ancient Hebrew, but we want to come down to the Assyrian. So you see how the brother got it. You know what I'm saying? You got the hand written right here. You got it just like that. The cut, kind of missing. Just a little. You see the little red joint? Just a little. Just that is just missing right there. It's just a little small. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we want to be very, very detailed.
Come.
I'm saying just a real small. And you can see that on the board from right here. I'm starting. See, it's just a little. I mean, just a little
Ponytail.
Yeah, just a little ponytail, not as detailed as the month. You understand? So we definitely want to make sure that we're very, very detailed with that. And it's very, very small. And I'm certain if everybody can see that online. Let me just say it one more time, just to make it a little bit bigger, just for the people online, so they'll be able to see it. Because just make sure it's just a little detail. Pretty sure that looks a little bit better online. It does. Okay, cool. No sweat. So let's go ahead and write that in the Paleo, ancient Hebrew. And remember, everybody that's tuning in online, and Shar, you as well too, when we talk about the na and the ma, how it was very, very similar. All right.
COMCAST.
All right, so we got the ka, like once again, like we climbing the ladder. You understand? That's just how I, like visualized it. And we got the ka, almost like a backwards K, and then you got the ma. I mean, like once again, it's like a like an M kind of like an upside down M, but once again it got that flavor to it. It got that hood. Go ahead, write that hood up on there. You understand? So we got the little hood. You know what I'm saying? Like the little hook. It just adds a little bit more detail to the ma. So yeah, so we got that come. There it is. Very, very simple. You know what I'm saying? Of course, once you keep on writing it over and over again, like you're able to get a little bit more visual of it, of the ka, and the ma.
That's right.
And of course, he got the ka singular, and then he got the ka and the ma connecting because of course, in the word, you got the ka as is just by itself. You got the ka and the ma. They like connected together. You know what I'm saying? Like they very, very connected together. You know what I'm saying? So they want to be joined. You know what I'm saying? With one another. So that's why he has the connector for the ka and the ma. All right. Most High in Christ. Let's go ahead and get ready for our next word. Is going to be. It's going to be year. Year. As in, we started in 1969. That's the year that I.S.U.P.K was established. 1969. Year. So the word year is shana. Shana.
Shana. Shana. Shana.
Nah.
Or nah.
Shana. Like nah, bruh. Nah.
Or nah.
Nah.
That's
Shut
like,
nah.
Okay, we get a nah. Okay.
Nah. I'm trying to give it to you.
Nah. With the H on the end.
There we go. Like nah, bruh. Nah, bro, that was wrong, bruh. It's all good though. So let's go ahead, like once again, let's go ahead and write that in the Assyrian first.
Okay. So I'll start that off. I remember that the shot is always my W, but this time right here, my W cannot be like a regular looking W. I gotta put it somewhat cursive. I always start off with those right there. In a little box format. I bring that up right there. Nah. Remember that nah, what we talked about earlier? It looks somewhat like the ba in the Syrian, but it's not the N and connector. Or it looks somewhat like the wa in the Syrian, but it got that little bottom plate, that lip out. And the H. And the H, remember the ha has been like fan is so hot. But the H in the Syrian, you gotta think of Qadash, because it's his antagonist. So you don't want to put it just like the ka, but you want to give it a little space right there. So Shana.
There we go. Shana. And what you brought out so heavy, you understand? Like we got the sha, which of course is always going to look like a W. You know what I'm saying? Let's make it. I mean, let's add a little bit more flavor to it. Of course, it is a Syrian, but you got like a big gap in between here. So let's go ahead and fix that just a little bit. Yeah, there we go. No, yo, you good? Good, no sweat. There it is.
I almost like that Wisconsin Philly hat.
Right. It definitely looks like a Wisconsin hat, but no sweat. So let's go ahead and write it in the ancient Hebrew now.
Okay. All right, in the ancient, remember the Shah always looked like a little W. You got the little W how you want on this one, English standards. With the Na, remember it's upside down N or V, however you want to do it at first, but you got to make it look like a Y. pronounce that A in it, nah. Okay, and then with the H at the end, remember we talked about it look like a fan, it's so hot. It's getting hot in here with that backwards F. I think about the church when people be grabbing the little fans and all that stuff.
Right, okay. I understand that.
And since that nah is pronounced with each other, I know that gets a connector, they want to be with each other. And that Shah, he's standing out on his own. He gets his whole words pronounced without having any other characteristics within him. He get that Shah, so he's independent right there. So he got that mug on him. So the nah, they happy together, so I give him the connector and like a smiley face.
The Most High in Christ. And what I was saying about earlier is how the ma and the na is, you know what I'm saying? Like you got the na right here. It's almost similar to the ma. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I remember. I mean, good night. I mean, this is like an M. Got a little hood right there, a little flavor to it. And you got the N. I mean, it's literally just an N, but you got that flavor as well too, man. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely want to remember how the ma and the na is. It look just like that M and an N. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely want to make sure that you do remember that in when it comes to that Paleo ancient Hebrew. You understand? So let's go ahead. If we could, remember how we drew the line up under each word?
Okay.
So once you get done writing that down, let's just try to keep everything as it was before so it won't possibly mix anybody up online.
Okay, so.
So go ahead and take your time with that. So years, Shana. Got the Sha, the Na, and the Ha. The Ha is connected and the Sha is singular. So remember how we had the line going through?
Come.
All right, so let's go ahead and fix that for that first one as well too. And how you got that black slash, you can just do a little, just do it, yep, just like that. And let's just go ahead and write a line, a line right there as well too. And you can fix, exactly how you doing, just like that. Just so we can keep things separate, you know what I'm saying? Just so it won't mix up anybody online. So yeah, go ahead and fix that back again. Fix that one, no sweat. So the next word we're gonna do is yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes or slash so. Just S-O. All right. And what do you think this is in ancient Hebrew? Just think about it.
And I want to say Salaki, I want to say Khan, but then again,
yeah, that is correct.
That's correct.
Yeah, man, don't second guess yourself, man. That is 100% correct. It's Khan.
I just remember when we were saying yes.
Right.
Yes.
So go ahead and do that in the Assyrian.
Okay.
And then of course, you know, like while you're writing it, of course you can do it after or while you're writing it. Like just let the viewers know how, you know, Shar remembers the ka and the na.
Ka na, come Khan. The ka, I remember it's two types of kas, but this one is at the beginning, so we won't have to put too much worriness in that one. So down right there, I'm thinking of the serious. Like, can we think about this serious? I mean, not the serious, not the petty. I'm thinking about the petty. I'm finna add the I ain't even know. Okay. That's my cursiveness. See, just like this one right here. I was gonna draw that one, but I forgot. I thought we was gonna say it, and that's the Syrian one right there. But you know, really they're both the same. That's my Paleo car, that's my Syrian car. And both the same, just take away that little thing in the middle of it and make it represent it as a Paleo. Mm-hmm. And with the N is a trick, because I know some of y'all hate to say it like that, but some people may want to put that one right there. And that'll be cool, but it's not cool because it's at the end at Khan, because Khan is all joined together, and that end, like I said, you gotta learn these right here. Once you learn these right here, you'll know that that end gets his own little one at the end. So he is somewhat like the Y. It's somewhat like the Y in the Syrian, but it's way longer. I put it like that. I ain't gonna put too long. Just a little bit long. It's somewhat like that.
Okay.
That lets us know that that end is an ender. It's at the end and everything.
Right.
That's really how I learned the Syrian Khan.
All right. No, Most High in Christ. Let's go and write that thing in the Paleo Ancient Hebrew style.
Yo.
Khan.
All right. So now I was gonna write that one, that Khan right there. But I know that Paleo got so much flavor to it. You know, you want to add the Paleo to everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I know I'm gonna add it with this one now. I wanted to add it with this Syrian. Slop. Get a little better. Okay, and then with the end at it, you know the end, you don't have to worry about the ending connectors because with the Paleo, everything is original. Everything is how you see it. You know, I got that upside down end, or you can look at it like a V, but you know it's not gonna stay like that, so you gotta add a little while with it. Add a little hang time with it.
Most High in Christ. All right, let's just I was about to say erase that. I wanted to see if anybody online was be able to get it, but we all good though. So we got Khan. You understand? Khan just means yes or so. You understand? Khan. Very, very simple, like the brother did. He got the Assyrian. He got the Ka and the Na, because in the Assyrian, they don't necessarily use connectors. They write it out per letter. So it's two syllables. You got the Ka and the Na. But in the ancient Hebrew, of course, we still have two letters, but they're connected. So it's not Kana, it's Khan. You understand? So we got the Ka, the Shalak, the Ka, and the Na. All right. So let's go ahead get the next word up there. It's going to be young. Young. Like there are a lot of young men in the I.S.U.P.K. Young men, of course, within South Carolina as well too. We have a lot of young men within South Carolina. You understand? Of course, once upon a time, you know, Trooper Shaw, he was a young man. You know, now he's a trooper in the school, just like Qadash, he was a young man at one point, but now he's a trooper within the I.S.U.P.K. man. All right, young. So young is Tazayar. Tazayar. All right. If you don't mind, if you could just make that T a capital T.
Make a capital T, guys.
So Tazayar. Let's go ahead and write that thing in a Assyrian.
Okay, my Tazah. I know there's two types of Tazahs. So I remember as like the teenagers, you know, you put a teen, it'll be the four letters T-E-E-N, T-E-E-N. But it's a teenage Y, so I gotta figure out what teenage Y is it. Is teenage Y, they love to hang out.
Mm-hmm.
So they love to hang out beyond curfew. That's my teenage Y. He like to hang out. Makes it distinctive between the I. We'll start to see that one. This the I right here. See, this is the IY. The IY, he just got the pot belly. Oh, let me put it in a little bit more. He got the pot belly right here. You know, the I right there, he just love chilling. But the teenage Tazawa, he loves to hang out. So
All right. Before you move on, that Tazah, go ahead and look at the board and look how it is just a little bit more sharp before that straight line. See how you got it curved? See how it's just a little sharp?
okay.
So let's go ahead, right in there. Let's go ahead and make it a little bit more sharp, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we gotta be detailed with that.
Yes.
Even though this is the bastard, tongue. But yeah, okay, that's a little bit better.
That's
there we go.
So I bring it in just a little bit more.
Yeah, if you don't mind, go ahead.
Let me look at the board. I hate looking at the board.
No, man, good. Yeah, sometimes you gotta reference the board, man. There's nothing wrong with that, but of course, you definitely want to make sure that everything is within your memory. But sometimes you definitely have to check your work. You understand? Like before you turn it in, like you definitely want to double check your work before you turn it in. Sometimes triple check it. All right. Let's let's go ahead and erase it, and then let's just start over with that Tazah.
Uh-oh, here we go again.
Yeah, so you gotta be sharp with that thing. Yeah, that's a little bit better, We'll let that pass, but let me see. Let me see right quick. So, I just
Kind of going in.
no, it's all good. It's all good. We definitely gonna get it right. Ain't nothing wrong with looking at the board, man. So you got the Tazah, so we want to have this one right here. So you got the little. Nothing wrong with looking at it. You know what I'm saying? Just check your work. So we got these up here. You know what I'm saying? We got the little. And what I normally do is I just go ahead and it's almost like a little. Line, and then we go like that. Then we're gonna go up like this. That's a little bit more distinctive. I'm gonna make it a little bit more bigger for the people online.
Okay.
I just write very, 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 very small, but that ain't no sweat though. So I do those first. You understand? Then I'll just go ahead and see how that is like that, and then come on, and then come up like that. That's a Tazah right there. That's a Tazah right there. All right. So go ahead and finish the what we got next. The IR, the IR, yeah. So let's go ahead and finish that up.
And that's our word Tazah. Tazah is his own word. Tazah.
Most High in Christ. Let's go and get that thing in the Assyrian.
All right. So in the paleo is like I was telling earlier about the qua. This one is the paleo. The Assyrian almost looks just like that, but with the qua. But with the Tazah, I know that looks just like this one. So with Tazah Ayar, we got the I coming, the I, the Yar, we know that's the Z fighter, but not always the Z fighter. I ain't say regular Z, but see the Z fighter. Alpha fighter gotta be balanced. And we got the Ra. So boom. Boom. Boom.
And Kazakh Shapar, if you're still online, if you don't mind to top in as far as how you remember the Tazah in the Assyrian and in the ancient Hebrew. And Shar, if you don't mind to just, as far as elaborate on how you remember it just in the ancient Hebrew. All right.
Okay, with the ancient Hebrew, I would just remember it as with the tazah. With the tazah, it's almost like a T and a Z getting connected to let us know it's tazah. But then again, it's not really that. But as you can see, it's almost looking like a little T right here and a Z right there getting connected with it. But how I actually remember that, I just practice. It was kind of hard to remember, but I had to practice it to actually identify what the tazah actually meant. But then when I started pronouncing tazah, I knew it had the little hang time, boom, and that right there, that Z as well with it. Mm-hmm. Or it looks like a number 2, as some people say, or a Z as well. But anyways, it looked like a top, like a T and a Z connected, and that Z is hanging on to that top tight. And with the I, it's just the I. The I is the O. The O, you gotta remember that when the I looks just like an O. It's not the top, because what makes it a top, you put the X in the middle of that O. So I get those compared to each other, the ta and the I keep those in mind when I'm dealing with the pedio. That lets me know that the ta has an X in the middle of that O, but the I doesn't have an X in the middle of that O. And that right there, and I got 2 words in one. And I got 2 letters in one because, the I has a circle and the ta has the X in that circle. And once you memorize the difference between those 2, it'll help you out a little bit more. And with the Ya, the Z fighter, it's a sideways Z because he needs his balance. He wants his hands down. Mm-hmm. He want to have his feet and his knees arched and everything. So it's not really a Z, but it's getting balanced. And with the Ra, like we always talk about either the flag or the race flag or the Mario Kart. When you're jumping on the end of the little flag at the end, you jump on it. The Ra is always a flag or number 4. And how can you remember that without knowing it's a Ra? Like I say, practice. You gotta keep practicing and know that the Ra is a flag. That's the only way I can say that. Mm-hmm. That's the only way I can say that. And I got the independent connectors for the tazah and the I because they're getting pronounced by themselves. The tazah getting pronounced by itself. The I is getting pronounced by itself, and the yar is not. The yar is actually 2 in 1. So I'm gonna go ahead and connect those. And I got the tazah ayar.
All right, Most High in Christ. And Trooper Kazak Shapar said tazah looks exactly like it's spelled. Ancient. Okay. Most High in Christ. All right, and that's exactly how it definitely looks. And it said that's, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it looks exactly like it's spelled, tazah.
Right.
I mean, you got, let me see here, because Zach Spar said something else. He said razah looks upside down, top on slant with partial upside down Z's. Okay. That's a very, very unique way to remember it, of course. You know what I'm saying? Everybody learns differently. You know what I'm saying? Of course. You definitely want to, like I said before, you definitely want to practice writing this down over and over again. So it can be, so when you are writing it down, you know what I'm saying, for some very, very important, you'll just have it already in your mind. You know what I'm saying? You'll have it already, like I like to call it, that photogenic memory. You know what I'm saying? Like once you keep on writing it down over and over again, it's like, man, okay, I can definitely write this down. I can definitely write this down. I can definitely write this down. And then you just get that remembrance, like, man, okay. It's almost like, I can, write this down within 5 to 10 minutes. So I can be done with it. All right, so we got young, tazah ayar. Got the the tazah, the I, and the yar. Of course, in the Assyrian, everything as far as the letters is spelled out. So he has a tazah, the I, the yar, the ya, and the ra. But when it comes to the ancient Hebrew, he has a tazah singular, the I singular, and the ya, ra. That's actually connecting. So he has a ya and a ra connected. You understand? So let's go ahead. Where was 1 second here. So we got the young, We're gonna try to get a couple more words in. I'm gonna go ahead with yesterday. Yesterday, I was at the slave and could not wait to get off. The slavery. Man, when Christ come back, man, it's going to be a beautiful thing, man, to see our oppressors go to the slavery that we select for them. You understand? Once again, let's go ahead and write that line under young. Remember that so we can have everything, you know what I'm saying? So it won't be, tripping everybody else up. All right. Standing.
Steady.
You know what I'm saying? And Officer Dawada, he just posted, he said, as I watched a brother draw a line between the two Hebrew words to keep them separate, I thought to myself, I wish we could draw a line between us and so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians and every other nation of people on earth. Then I remembered the I.S.U.P.K under Commander General YAHANNA is that line, and we'll be damned if we let anyone cross without repercussions, man.
That's right.
You understand? So yesterday is at my wall.
One more time.
At my wall. At my wall. At my wall.
I think I'm messing up on that first beginning right there. Is that H get took it out?
Let's see. So you got the ath. So yes, the H will be out.
I felt that one. Lock.
All right, now the ma wall. There we go. Let me see. Make sure. Mop wall. That is correct.
Okay.
So this will be a little bit longer word. So take your time. But once again, you can do it while you're writing everything down, or you can do it after. But explain to people how you remember this as you're writing it within the Assyrian. Okay.
Come.
And take your time because this is a long word. All right.
Come. So we got the Mahwa. Okay. We start off with that Assyrian. And I know that the Assyrian is a little bit, gotta have that cursive with the A.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to do everything in one transition. I gotta paint like a picture. That's my A right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's my so I meant to say the da. No, the da, that's my handgun right there. I love my handgun. With a little banana clip at the end. Always had that banana clip on it. Gotta have that banana clip on it the times we live in. The ma. So my ma is not at the end, so I give it my regular looking ma. Ma is two different characters because that ma could be at the end and it could be that ma right here. That ma right there is boxed up. He's at the very end, but this ma right here is not at the end. So you give him that formal looking. And the wa is somewhat like the na, somewhat like the na. And if y'all remember what the na looked like something like this, but just take that bottom lip off. Take that lip off. So we're going to take that lip off of it. And the L is kind of tricky, but it's like almost like a snake.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at that L and the La is almost like a snake looking 3. A snake looking 3, if that makes any sense. So I started off right here with this branch. Come down this way with it. Get right there with it. make that a little bit more straighter. Almost like a snake-looking 3, like a cursive-looking 3, but it's snake format. And when you look at the board, see the board has it looking a little bit more distinguished. So let me get it more looking like that board right there, not even on front reach. Yeah, right. Make this little piece right here flat.
Take your time.
Going up. There we go. Almost like a 3. But the snake getting grabbed by the neck down right here. The snake getting grabbed, so they got a little hand around and squeezing them right there and squeezing them right there. But it's like a snake looking 3. That's how that eye looks. And you know, with a little practice here, you understand exactly what I'm saying. Yesterday, to my wall, I got my eye right there. Looks something like a time symbol. Like about a time symbol or not divide or anything somewhere in that nature. And I got my thigh right here. I love my thigh because, you know, it's at the end. It's at the end of the Hebrew alphabet. You know, at the end, you always gotta have your clip on you, and it got a banana clip. Looks somewhat like a high, like a car, but it has the banana clips and a ponytail on it. Make that ponytail look distinguished. It has that ponytail and a banana clip on it.
You should do you want to use your chair or are you good? Okay, all right, most high in Christ.
And the ma right here, my ma. Reason I know my ma's, you gotta. It's 2 different types of ma's. What we talked about earlier. We got the ending ma. That's like a box format because he's at the end. He getting boxed in at the end, and we have the regular looking cursive end and all that. The regular looking cursive ma, I should say. But the ma and the sa looks somewhat like this one as well. But what make this one distinguished from that one is the ponytail. The ponytail on the sa goes up. Like it's going up, going for the ab. The ponytail on the ma goes like it's going down towards the ground, letting us know it's a ma. But you know, it got a little gap in it as well. And with that wall right here, it looks somewhat like the na, like we talked about earlier, but taking that bottom lip off. So once you get the Hebrew, one thing you got to learn the Hebrew alphabet. Once you learn the Hebrew alphabet, you'll be able to pronounce those words. You're going to want to see something with those words. And once you see whatever's with those words, you know, in the Syrian, it's going to be the cursive. So the cursive is going to be just like the opposite of it, or making it look a little, you know how the white man made the cursive, Salaki.
All right, I'm going to stop you right there. Look at the ah.
With the ah.
And I want you to look at the board.
Is it right here?
No, the ah and mouth wall.
Oh, and the ah right here.
Right. And let's look at the board and remember, you know what I'm saying? Let's try to be very detailed as possible. So let's go ahead and write that.
Somebody hit you up about?
No. I just noticed it right there. Okay. So see how it has the little let me see. I'm gonna let you do it first, and then let's see if we got the proper proper there. Good. Okay, that's exactly what I was looking for.
That right there.
That's exactly what I was looking for. And that's it. That's exactly what I was looking for. So yeah, you good. Go ahead, continue.
It's a lot about that.
No sweat. Go ahead.
Yeah, we gotta make everything look exactly how it is in that Assyrian, just because that Assyrian is cursive, you know, it's a curse. But you gotta have it in that cursive. So you know, we have to come up with this alphabet right here while we was in captivity. You know, so that's why I was looking cursive. The other people know what it's not is. So, but with that, you want to make everything look exactly how it should be. And the reason I go with the printing instead of the handwriting is just simply because when you read that out of that Tanakh or anything, or you read out you want to text somebody, you're always going to see the printing instead of the handwriting. You're never going to see that handwriting.
Right.
So it's always better to get the memorable of the printing. So I got the la. When I come back here to the la, you know, it's like a snake looking 3. It's so snakish, the 3's so snakish you can't trust it, but it's a la. It's always a la. That 3 is a la. So you know you gotta make them look distinguished. Don't make them look just like a 3. Make it look like a snake looking 3. But you know, it's kind of hard for me to explain that without people are knowing it. So once you practice that alphabet a little bit more and practice that Assyrian, just always have that the memorization of it's a snake-looking 3 or that La, because it's you want to choke it from this. You want to hold a snake from the head and you want to hold it from the body. And this is exactly what you're doing right here. You're holding it from the head right here, where that neck is, and you're holding it by that body as well. So just in case that lie don't bite you, all that stuff, that. But it's sorry if it seems so hard to understand, but this is exactly how I memorize it without one. And yes, sir, that's Atamwa. Atamwa.
All right, let's go get that thing in the in that paleo.
Paleo come. Yeah, buddy. Come.
All right, go explain it to him.
With the paleo, the paleo is the original, the original language. So that I looks somewhat like an English A, but that's the real looking I. So with the English A, they just turned it sideways and made it pronounce it and all that stuff. But we gotta know that is sideways and like an A, and the paleo, and the tha looks somewhat like an X or a times table or something like that. But you gotta know one line is longer than the other, and that can be difficult knowing which line is longer than the other. That's why practice makes perfect. But when you practice it, it looks just like an X. One line is longer than the other. It's always going to be that this one over here coming to the left and the right. Well, both of them going left and right, but this one right here is going upper. The other one right here is going upper more than the left and the right one is. And with the ma, it's an M. Or you can look at it like a W, but I look at it upside down like an M. But then we know that it's not an M because M is the English. So we put it upside down and add that Y with it. Because the na is almost like the same. It's like an N, but it's upside down. So that's my ma. It's upside down M with a little string on it. We got Y. Y is actually pronounced exactly how it looks. So the Y is W-A, but it's not Y-A. The Ya is Y. And you pronounce Y with a Y. And that's going to give it that little Y lookingness in English. And you give it looking like a Y. But in the Hebrew, it's pronounced Y, and it looks like a Y as well. So, we're going to stick with that like that. And, put that middle bar right in the middle between that Y. Not curvy like these. It's going to go right down the middle. And with the La, reason I know the La and the paleo is simply because it's an L. And if I want to begin my sentence with La, I got to write the L first. So I know that La is an L right there. It's going to be an L all the time in the paleo. And I got my connectors and everything. I got this one right here. This one right here is letting me know that it's these two right here are connected. Why am I saying that's connected? Because it's getting pronounced not and tha. It's getting pronounced like
All right, let me I'm stop it one more time. Look at your La. Yeah, like you got like a lot going on. Let's just make it a little bit more straighter, like that line. Yeah, kind of.
It looks sideways.
Yeah, just a little bit. And I'm thinking about the people that's online. You know what I'm saying? They definitely don't want to. Yeah, there we go.
See, look, that's me right there. That's that left hand.
No, that's all good. I'm left-handed too, man. Ain't no sweat.
Oh, you left-handed too?
Con.
I swear I didn't see that. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, there it is. Nah, that's a lot right there.
That's an L right there?
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
All right, no sweat. You understand? So what the brother got is, he got the I. Oh no, should lie. Let me go ahead. Okay, Most High in Christ. He got the I, the Tha, the Ma, and the La. You understand? So the Ath is connected, so he definitely has that right. The Ma is singular, and then the Wall, of course, that is connected as well too. So no sweat. So we're gonna get one more word in, man. You understand? Let's see here. 1 second here. Let's try to get a good one, man. Let's talk about let's go ahead and get zeal up there. Zeal, man. You understand? The Passover coming up, man. Big ups to manager and YAHANNA, man. The hardest working man of all Israel, man. You understand? Man, like we have the best leader, man. Man, I mean, good night, man. Like we can't emphasize, man, like his leadership, man. Because if it wasn't for him, man, like keeping that sword, man, and not dropping his sword, man, who knows where we'll be, man. So, man, big ups to manager and YAHANNA, man. Like he deserves everything, man. You understand? He deserves everything, man, that you're giving to your Christian pastor. He deserves everything, man, that you're giving to the so-called Jewish, man, white supremacy, man. He deserves everything, man. So send them ties in, man. You know what I'm saying? Show that zeal and send them ties in, man. You about to say something out? Go ahead.
And follow other one on Twitter, the real Jen YAHANNA.
Yeah, man. Most High in Christ, man. Follow him on the Twitter.
I'm not Instagram. It's a lot.
Instagram. Yeah. He is on Instagram as well too, man. So this is gonna be our last word is kashak. Kashak. I like put emphasis on that, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it can be ka or it can be ka.
Right.
You understand? So I like to put a little emphasis on what I'm saying, and also to help the people that's viewing online, so it won't mix them up as well too.
Kashak.
Kashak. The K is a Q.
Come.
No sweat though. All right, so we're gonna run through this one here real quick, and then we're gonna end the class. All right, so let's go ahead and write that in the Syrian, and then also go ahead and do it in the Paleo as well too, so we can speed up the class.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and write that thing in the Paleo. So it may go over just a little bit on the class time, but there's no sweat. We did start a little late, so no sweat. All right. So let's go ahead and Trooper Shaw, if you don't mind, to explain to them the Assyrian first,
Okay.
and then I'll close it out explaining the ancient. So
COMCAST. So with the ka, once again, ka and the ha is somewhat similar, but we know that the ka is looking different from the ha, and what makes that different is that we connect it all. What can I find a ha? That's a ha right there. Looks somewhat like this ka right here, right? But it's not connected. It's not connected in this little branch right here. So that learn the Hebrew alphabet, I always keep those in mind dealing with the Assyrian. With that sha is almost like a cursive Y. A cursive W, Salaki. This is the English W, it looks like an English W. That's the cursive W, but it's Assyrian. And with the Kwa, I remember that because in Tazah, And Tazah, boom. Tazah in the Paleo is right beside that, but I know when they get to the Qua and the Assyrian, it changed up. And it looks somewhat like, just almost just like that, but it's not that. But you gotta know it's cursive right here. It's like if I'm not pronouncing that well, but that's how I remember that Qua, because it's somewhat like that Tazah in the Paleo, but in the Syrian, it's getting changed up. So I'm not saying that it's the same one in the Paleo, because in the Paleo, it's a whole other thing. It's that one right there. It's like,
All right, Most High in Christ, man. You understand? And what he said was definitely 100% correct. All right, so everything does look like it's on point with that Assyrian. Of course, so let me just make sure that they not, okay, cool. No, yeah, we good. I just wanted to make sure that, that ka, no, it's all good. We gonna leave it just like that. So with the kashak in the Paleo, he got the ka, which is of course singular, and he got the shak. Of course, those two are connected. You understand? So once again, man, you understand? Learning our native tongue, our holy tongue. You understand? Of course, the word holy means separate. You understand? This language right here is only for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. You understand? This is something that we need to take very, very serious. You understand? And the scripture says, of course, you understand, when you're doing something, you understand, do it with all your might, man. You understand? Take this holy tongue, take this Lashawan Qadash very, very seriously, man, and take back what's righteous, what is righteously yours. You know what I'm saying? And what's rightfully yours, man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Show that zeal. You understand? Show that zeal and show that you want to have what's originally yours back, man.
Right.
You understand? And with that, man, this is the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge. You understand? The I.S.U.P.K. out of 1 West Harlem, New York. We are under the authority and righteous authority of Commander General YAHANNA, man. You understand? We teach that so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the Jews according to the Bible, man. You understand? And once again, this is the Friday night Lashawan Qadash class. Shalom. All right, Most High in Christ.